Good evening, everyone. It is episode 16 of the Club Racing UK podcast here with our esteemed three guests. We're in the midst of lockdown 2.0. Boris strikes back. Lockdown's got into its groove. COVID numbers have gone up. Next year's calendars are being released from quite a lot of people. Trump lost the election, then got angry, then tweeted, then played golf, got angry again, held a press conference next to a pawn shop, and Ash Sutton won the British Touring Car Championship. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Robert.
We will start
and everybody else.
We will start off with our two esteemed co-hosts. That is Nick Holmes and Stefan Marsh of Club Racing UK. How you doing, gentlemen?
What's up, team?
Good.
Fantastic.
Just doing some spamming.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Steph's on the spam.
Steph is on the spam tonight. He doesn't quite like the old corned beef hash, so he's going for the spam instead. We have maxed the sex appeal again of this show. It's a gift that keeps on giving. We have three wonderful guests and Club Racing UK ambassadors in Patrick Seal of Red Seal Racing, Mike Bland and Rick Walker. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
How are we all doing?
Yeah, good. Good. Surviving.
Fantastic. See, I like shows like this because you can all sit there and tell us just how awesome your seasons have been. So I quite like this.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to this one.
Good. Well, we're going to start. Rick Walker, no pressure or anything, mate, but you're up first. What we'd like you to do in no fewer words or less, tell us how your race season has sort of began, gone through, and ended in the space of what is 3 months.
I mean, the last time I spoke to you guys, we just finished Cadwell first one. It was no spectators, no one in the paddock. So, but being my first race, it wasn't any different than I'd seen before almost. So it was, it was fairly normal. Went quite well at Cadwell. Didn't make any mistakes, so was happy. Car came home. No injuries. Next time out was at Donington with the British Truck Racing, which I've got to have a drive in one of them one day. My God.
How cool are they? How cool are they?
I mean, the trucks that they bring them on are cool, and then they wheel those out the back, and it's just a whole different level. So. Yeah, Donington was eventful. Ended up at the we were watching the truck racing going round, and the day before, and they were doing 122s around Donington. And having not been around Donington in the Mini, I was thinking, well, if I could get better than that, I'd be happy. I think the first lap in qualifying, I was 13 seconds off, nowhere near them. So you're thinking they're a bit quicker than I thought. All right.
They are rapid.
So I ended up.
They're ridiculously fast.
They don't need chicanes. They don't need, gravel traps. They just go straight through it, don't they? So
they don't even need barriers.
Well, we found that one out of Thruxton the other week, didn't we?
Yes.
Ended up on the qualifying. Ended up in the gravel backwards. Where the marshals actually, just came and knocked on the window and said, by the way, you've ripped off your bumper. So I'm thinking, oh, God, here we go. But actually, it was just the splitter, so sort of panic over.
Wait for it.
Hey, we got one of them. We got one of them.
I knew as soon as you said that, I'm like, fucking hell, here we go.
Apologies, Rob. Yeah, ended up in the gravel backwards. So got up okay, qualified okay, and then in the first race, I don't think I'd even managed half a lap before I ended up in a barrier. So
bloody hell,
bit enthusiastic, but wet grass does not apparently at all. So bit of damage to the ego, damage to the radiator, but managed to get it fixed and out for the second race. So it was all good. Bit of a learning curve, slicks. Cold weather and wet don't particularly mix. It was probably over enthusiasm versus talent, and there was less of one and more of the other. So take that as you will.
Speaking of wets, I had to put this down because it must have been a couple of weeks back. Unfortunately, you found some what I can only describe as the Billies of the internet.
We did, yeah.
It was a strange one, really, with that, because obviously I bought some tyres off a guy who done some track racing. Bought the tyres again over enthusiastically and found out they didn't fit my car. Probably so. Maybe look at that first off when you're buying something. I put them up for sale again. The guy bought them, shipped them off, and then he said basically that he didn't like them. They were dangerous and he didn't want them back and he was going to go legal and all sorts. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. Well, send them back and I'll refund you. Fair enough. So sent them back, refunded him. And then he was kicking off that I didn't give him back the postage back. But I checked the tyres out with tyre manufacturer who was at a brick car, one of our ones at Alton.
Yeah.
So Dunlop were actually there. Took them to them and said, what do you think of these? And they were like, absolutely fine. We'd run these, not a problem. So one of the guys actually ran them in the last race at Alton and got a class win and fastest lap. So they weren't obviously...
What? On dodgy tyres? Oh, my God!
Yeah. But there was
I could just remember them kicking off because you had like this Billy and a couple of his mates kind of jumped on it. And then you had the likes of... You found the one numpty that hides behind the keyboard.
Yeah, well, there was to be fair, like I'm not everyone's got their opinion, and I fully agree with that. But yeah, it was one of the sort of first times people are sort of one of the comments was sort of, oh, you should go around and fuck him up. I'm like, mate, it's a set of tires, like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so
Duff him in.
I think
in.
I think collection only from anything I sell from now on is probably better.
Yeah,
exactly. Otherwise, we're going to come around and fuck you up.
Yeah, just it was odd. It was an odd one, but it was you live and learn. You live and learn on that one, I think. So we moved on. And then last couple of races were at Alton Park. Obviously, I know it really well, being half an hour from my house. So. First one, beautiful sunshine, loads of people turned up, spectators were allowed. My missus even turned up, which is
fantastic.
It was sunny. That's pretty much. And then really enjoyed that actually weekend. It was really good. Did well again. Got the car home safely, and then the one just gone end of October was the same as Patrick's, monsoon-like weather. Which a couple of the boys were running around the paddock saying, this is what real racing's about. And I'm thinking, it probably isn't. I
don't want it.
No,
I don't want it.
Yeah, qualifying was wet. First race was wet. And then the end race was, to the end of the year, it was absolutely perfect. It was completely dry. My car was running well. I was beating a couple of lads who had beaten me all season. And it was just when lap was pure love. That was it, just going round and round. Unfortunately, I lost a gear linkage sort of broke, so I ended up only having third and fourth gears, which at Alton wasn't too bad, but eventually I got passed by a couple of them. But that was, to the end of the season on that was just perfect, to be fair. I loved it, absolutely.
Good.
Fantastic. To be fair, mate, the guys that were probably, sort of strutting their stuff, this is real racers weather. As soon as the door shut, they're probably cacking themselves thinking, fuck this. But I guess that's the whole macho thing when it comes to some areas of club racing. But fantastic. So, I mean, tell us a bit more about the championship. How have you found it? So it's the CNC Heads Northern Saloon and Sports Car Championship you've been racing in.
Pardon, say again? I lost you there. There you go.
Dodgy internet.
Yeah. Is it my internet or is it?
We'll go with mine.
Oh right, okay. No, tell us a bit more about the CNC Heads Championship. So it's the Northern Saloon and Sports Car Championship.
Yeah. So basically the as you can see, a slight array of cars in there. By the way, that the Porsche GT3 in front of there is in my class, which is fair.
Really?
Yeah, it goes on engine size, but unfortunately, because mine's got a turbo, it then kicks it up another class. So, you can run pretty much anything in all essence. The top three.
There's a good mixture of cars in that picture there.
Oh yeah, I mean the top 3 are heavily modified classes, and then sort of D, E, and F are pretty much all that array of cars there. So you will always be racing. So one, it's brilliant to be fair. You know what I mean? That the green Civic behind mine there is Dave Green's, and I was battling with him all year. It's brilliant. Brucey in front was a pain in my ass, but he was. But I almost beat him on the last race. But it is, yeah. You get some good cars. There's some beautiful Ford Escort like Mark 1, Mark 2s, which are incredible as well. Which and then you get some 450 brake RX-7 engine Locust. Do you know what I mean? Just properly quick. They come past. I'm not even, not even going anywhere, which is quite scary on your first race at Cadwell when they came past at goodness speed. But it was, the guys have been brilliant all year. To be fair, everyone's helped out. Everyone's been given advice. One of them was, "Don't be a girl, put your foot down." So appreciate that, Ben. I'm sure that's good. But yeah, loved it. Actually, all the guys have been really friendly. For my first season, obviously, I spoke to Nick about it, just saying, look, the guys are really friendly, and that's what you'd expect on every paddock. But it came as a nice surprise that everyone was willing to just help each other out, really. So it was good. It was a good season.
Fantastic. I mean, that's great to hear. What if effectively is your first sort of foray into motor racing this year? So, what's your sort of best memories of the year? What would you say is your sort of standout memory?
I would say the last race at Alton Park. Like everything, it was dry. The car was going well. I know the circuit, and it was just. I think last race, everyone was just like, you know what, bugger it, let's just go for it. So everyone was enjoying themselves. Jamie Cryer ended up winning the championship, but it was down to the last race as well. So it was brilliant. It was really good actually, and everyone came over, congratulated everyone, saying, well done for your first season, well done for winning the championship. So yeah, it was good. Definitely. The last race is can't wait to get back in the car though. That's the problem.
Fantastic, which takes us quite nicely on to next year. What are your plans?
Same again, CNC. We've got the calendar out already, so we're going up to Knock Hill, which is a bit of a trek. More so than others. Luke lives sort of down.
Bit of a trek for you. You do know where we are, don't you?
Oh yeah, I know, but one of the boys lives near you, so he's got a hell of a trek. So Knock Hill.
Oh right.
But yeah, I've got to negotiate Anglesey though, because I'm supposed to be getting married about 3 days after that. So we'll have to, I don't know.
But it's after it, Rick.
That's after.
Yeah, no, but we're supposed to be flying on the 18th, so we'll have to see about that. I think, but there we go. But yeah,
just get married at Anglesey. It's a lovely place.
It is beautiful. Yeah, we'll give you that. Yeah,
it's a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Might be the only guy who manages to get divorced before he gets married.
By the time he hits the English border again, the papers would have come out. Okay, guys, just on to some comments quick. Vicky Pratt joins us. Good evening, Vicky, a regular listener. Ed Simmons, I heard the guys in the garage next to you at the 500 were absolute class. Keep up the good work, lads. Cheers.
They were.
Cheers, Ed. Hope you're well. Dave Nixon, looks like Nick has sold a Sprinter. Sprinter watch, Nick. Have you sold it yet?
No, I haven't. Someone buy it, please.
Okay, so we say here today, instead of getting Nick a free drive this week, we're going to try and sell his van. So if you have a long beard, really want to sort of set yourself
You don't need a long beard. You don't need a long beard.
Oh, okay. To be honest,
you can have no beard.
You can have no beard. Okay.
You just need to want to buy a knackered van, and you'll be all right.
Not knackered.
Yes. Do you like semen stains? We'll move on from that. We will move on.
That is not selling it, boys. Come on, help a man out here.
You might have a die-hard fan out there.
I thought, Nick, in your defence, I thought it's a cracking van and maybe a bit.
It is.
Maybe you should up the price so people think, "Oh, I'll definitely buy it." In a weird kind of way, I don't know.
I've got a question for you, though, Nick. What we're going to do our next Autosport? How are we going to kip in the car park with no van?
He's bought the state car, mate. I used to do it with the Mondeo at the old race meeting, to blow up double mattress in the back, have a nice little spoon and sleep away.
We could do that, actually, if you want, Steph, or we could just get a hotel.
Oh, yeah. Could do, yeah.
But look on the bright side. We're not going to be at Autosport next year, are we? So I might have another van by then.
True.
I think the way this bloody COVID's going, I think it's all going to be virtual for the next few years.
I think it's good. Well, I heard somewhere that we're not actually going to be going back to normal, whatever normal is, until like this time next year. So who knows?
To be fair, mate, I don't think most of us were ever normal. Dave Nixon actually agrees with you, though, Nick. He says they are great vans. So
it's a cracker. It's lovely.
It's not Nick.
Yeah, Tony Hewitt is asking the question for Rick. Is Rick running adjustable suspension?
Now, my knowledge, I can fit central heating, not a problem. When it comes to
Let's just stop it bouncing up and down too much.
it doesn't do that.
Does it have little knobs on it that you can adjust?
Yeah, it is adjustable, yeah.
Like your central heating,
Yeah.
does it have...
It looks like a radiator on the top, yeah, pretty much.
That's it. If you turn it to sticks, does it make the car really stiff?
There we go.
And if you turn it to the snowflake,
I'll just get in and drive it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
Fair play. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, for your plumbing needs, Rick Walker. Right, so moving on to some news. The Classic Touring Car Racing Club actually announced their calendar by releasing quite a cool video. So we've got that for the world to watch tonight. If we can just get that up. On.
can we?
Andy Wilson making a great start in the huge Holden Monaro. Hawkins 6-1 Chetty had a great start. He's on and good sort of Waterman. Magnificent start of it. Obviously Samra, last man on it. He hasn't. That's it. Alan Green on screen taking it back. The two escorts are side by side over the line. I don't know who got that. They'll need a photo to sort it out, I think.
There we go. Quite a nice
Cool video.
A very stylish way to announce a calendar. I quite enjoyed that, and I did quite enjoy some of the commentary on there as well. Very excitable.
Yes, I don't know who that was. I must say that's a very good-looking calendar as well.
Yeah,
it's not just a good-looking video. There's a good spread of tracks there.
How good did that Saab look?
Oh, don't. I absolutely love that Saab. Stephen Field, I had one of my best races against that bloke. He's an absolute legend.
Yeah, I was looking through some photos earlier on from 2017 when he first raced it. And I raced in the Classic Festival at Linden Hill. We were on the same grid, and it was burning up the right-hand tyre from the standing start at Linden Hill. From the start line all the way down to the first corner, it had that much torque. Absolutely phenomenal bit of kit. The CSCC, they've also released a rather good looking video, which I want to bring to you at the next podcast. It was too late to get it onto this edition. That was quite good. But they've also released their calendar as well. Going to Snetterton, March 27th to 28th, Alton Park on April the 10th, Knockhill May 1st and 2nd, then Donington, Cadwell. Their Spa away day is on the June 24th to the 27th. Our home circuit of Thruxton, July 24th, before visiting Brands Indy, Anglesey, and rounding out the season at Silverstone, October 24th. So a bumper calendar. A cracking calendar for what has been, once again, a capacity season for the CSCC.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will stress as well, I know in the past couple of days there have been absolutely loads of calendars released. I am aware of it. I've already got a script sort of semi-wrote for the next episode where I've put all of them in. So do not fear. If your calendar does not appear here or your bit of news doesn't come up, it will feature on the next episode. Do not worry. Sorry, I've lost my bit on the script. Yeah, don't panic.
Don't panic. Oh, sorry. Panic. No.
We've also got the last calendar we've actually got for this podcast is the Catering Graduates, which should be the demise of or the domain of Ian Waterhouse. Ian, I know you're in the background, mate. Any chance you're covering this next year?
Just trying to get him and his dodgy hair back into the video, isn't it?
I am.
He's quickly like gelling it. He's like,
he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Look at that.
Okay, I have a feeling the video link might be a bit slow. Ian, is there any chance you're covering the Catering Graduate Championship next year?
Possibly, chaps. Yes, we will be announcing some stuff coming up sort of by the end of November. So we've got some exciting stuff to tell you all, but I can't say anything just yet to be a bit of a boring square. I'm afraid.
Come on, give us a Club Racing UK exclusive. Come on, one of them, just one.
Okay, Club Racing UK exclusive. We're doing a few corporate days for golfing days next year. So there's your exclusive.
I'm there. Sign me up.
Fantastic. Patrick Seale's well in there. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
All right, chaps. I'll let you carry on.
No worries. Thank you for popping in, Ian. Back to some comments. Dave Nixon, the Classic Touring Car Racing Club have a great calendar. There's a nice ex-Rover Tomcat that races in that series. I wonder whose that could be, Dave. We also have another ambassador alert. Dawn Boyd has commented. She's listening in this evening, as she normally does. Sorry, a bit late for the party, having had most of our races cancelled this year, some even stolen by the British Touring Car Championship, those scoundrels. Our season has finished.
Who? Never heard of them.
Our season has finished where it started with a cancelled round. Lockdown was just 3 days too early. But the B42's motorsport team will continue to run the car as a Marshall support race car in 2021, and we will include all the 2020 prize draw entries for 2021. To join us for 2021 and to be in for the prize draw, get your Buster stickers at www.dawnontrack.co.uk. Well, we are actually, in the next couple of weeks, expecting to get both Rob Wellham and Dawn Boyd back on the show. There are scripts being wrote, and obviously we're just finalising everything towards the end of the year. We've also got some cracking guests that are due to come on potentially towards the end of the year. Not sure I can announce it yet, but we will, of course, bring that to you as soon as possible.
Oh, yours.
So much suspense tonight. You can't take it.
So much. We're just going to leave everyone on tenterhooks, aren't we? Like,
I know.
Every minute.
Bobby. GoBobby.co.uk. Hello, everyone. Be safe and be well. Thank you very much. And Nick Gwinnett joins us as well. Good evening, Mr. Gwinnett.
Good evening, Mr. Gwinnett.
Back to the podcast, and we really have we've gone with class for this section. So we go to Patrick Seale of Red Seal Racing.
Flipping it, mate. I feel like you bigged that up a bit too much. Cheers for that. Appreciate the intro.
So it's time for your side of the story. We have Tango. We have the MSV Super Cup. Tell us about your season.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we kind of started off the year with our previous car. So this is our new car, Tango. It's called Tango for pretty obvious reasons. But we had a E46 M3 prior to this that we were doing a load of work on over the winter, and then Tango came up for sale, and she was a bit too good to miss. But we kind of picked her up 4 weeks before our first race was due at Snetterton. So we were kind of picked it up, rolled it on the ramps, and took it down there. So we had a test at Brands the week before, about 4 days before. And unbeknown to us at the time, it started running really rough, and we thought we kind of cured it back at the garage in the lead up to Snetterton, and thought it was the crankshaft sensor. So I took it down to Snetterton and kind of got it out there for qualifying, and it just coughed and spluttered its way around for pretty much, the entire qualifying session. So, we were kind of expecting up to be somewhere up at the sharp end, and we were down in 16th. Made a fair few frantic phone calls, and managed to get the engine running enough so that we could run the race, which, when you've got a brand new car, the first thing you want to do when you turn up at the first race for the season is actually, make the race. But it was so bad, we almost didn't run. If we didn't know it was going to be reliably safe, we wouldn't have run because we just couldn't get out the corners. And as anybody knows, there's nothing worse than trying to, when everyone's coming out of a corner and the person in front of you doesn't go, they don't accelerate.
I remember you saying that you were genuinely quite worried about that.
Yeah. I think that was the time I brought out the expression that adrenaline was brown.
Yes.
That first weekend didn't really go to plan. So we managed to get the car running enough so we could race. So we started off down in 16th and finished 7th actually, I think, which was not a bad result really. It took us a while to get back up to the rest of the Class S cars, and I had a really, really good fight that weekend with Callum Noble from Thorning Motorsport in his E46 M3. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't hold him off, which was quite annoying. And he kind of got better than me most of the season, frankly. Me and Danny most of the season. So, but we really enjoyed the racing with Callum, and he was, he's fairly quick, and he's got a good car. But he was really, we've talked about this a lot on the podcast. Having a grid that you can fight with and have some really good battles, but you kind of respect each other. You both know you don't want to write each other's car off, and so we got door handle to door handle a couple of times, fairly close, but nowhere near that. I could trust Callum into a corner is what I'm getting at, and that's quite a nice feeling, especially for a new racer. And then we went down to Silverstone, and we got on the power tester, and as we went on for the power test, wouldn't pull first. So we'd had a really good day in testing the day before. It was a Grand Prix circuit. It was dry, so it had been the first time we'd run the new car in the dry. And it blew up in qualifying. So we didn't actually make the race. So that was a real sickener that weekend. We have to say quite publicly thank you to the guys at Drenth Motorsport for helping us out with the gearbox, and we're talking to them about how we can potentially support them and support us in the future. So and carrying on a relationship, which is great. But without them, we'd have really struggled to get the car fixed, frankly, because a sequential gearbox isn't cheap, especially when the inside of it looked like a bowl of wet.
Looked like it did. I've got to ask, because obviously we all saw the pictures and we posted them up on a previous show. Go on, how much did that cost? How much did that box breaking cost you?
So by the time you put in parts, labour, shipping from Holland, remap, we were just under $3,000.
That's not bad, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
Yeah, it would have been a lot worse if the guys from Drenth weren't very, very good with us, very helpful with us. It's what happens when you buy a car with, we bought that car because it's an expert Cup car, right? So we know it's capable of a lot of things. It's well prepared, well set up. But when you have a car running that kind of stuff, when it does break, it gets expensive, and you just have to suck it up.
The joys of motorsport, mate. The joys of motorsport.
Yeah. But next time we got out on track, mate, as soon as you pull that next gear on a sequential box and in a complete flat shift, and it just goes like that, you just go, "Oh, this is great. Who cares about it?"
How does it go, Steph? I think you described it once, didn't you? What it must be like.
Did I? Well, how did I describe it?
Oh, you tell me. I just remember you saying, "Oh, I bet it's like." Rah. Go on.
I can't remember that. What I said.
But yeah,
I remember you having a bit of a wet dream over it. I know that much.
Isn't it?
Well, mate, we've talked about doing something for Club Racing UK, haven't we? Whether it's a track day or whatever, and getting everyone together. So you never know, Steph. We might let you pull that lever in good time, mate.
I'm going to sat in the garage with the engine off.
But yeah, so Silverstone didn't really go to plan, but I have to say the biggest, the real highlight, one of the highlights of the season was that Silverstone weekend, because we launched our partnership with Racing Pride, which I'm extremely proud of, to help show support for everyone in the LBGT community that's within UK motorsport, right? And the more we can do to help that messaging and help invite people into the sport, know that it's right. It feels like a fairly macho place, right? Motorsport, when you think about it, but fast is fast, and who cares? Right? Yeah. So we just need to help kind of promote some of that messaging to bring, allow people into the sport. So, we're hopeful for our plans for 2021 for that. So I'll kind of cut back to that in the end, because there is a bit of a selfish plug to make to the folks listening. So yeah, Silverstone didn't go to plan. We went to Brands for the third round. That was dry, which was nice. And it was kind of our first proper time in the car. So I think we qualified 8th, which we were hoping to kind of really be around 4th or 5th. So it didn't feel great from a qualifying point of view. I think we were about 3/4 of a second off, kind of off the pace where we needed to be, which around Brands Indy is quite a lot. And then my brother, Danny, who's listening, who I share the drive with and run the team with, he said it was a really good idea for me to start the race. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
There we go. Checking out his OnlyFans.
I was just going to say, he's just checking out how many subscriptions. Right, if we have this amount, that's the budget for next year.
It's not. He can't get over the amount of subscriptions to Nick OnlyFans page. That's what it is.
There is so much content on there that for all to enjoy.
So Danny said, "Oh, I'll tell you what, Patrick. Why don't you start this race?" Which was a really bad idea, because I actually hadn't done a standing start in the car yet. So I managed to stall it on the green flag lap. That's just what you want to do on a grid. So I had to make my way back through the pack before the end of the green flag lap, and then made such a bad start that I went from 8th to 16th by Druids.
What? Bloody hell, man!
So bad.
Were you in reverse?
I may as well have been. I was literally, I reckon I was about 100 revs off stalling the thing. That wasn't fun. So we spent the whole race making his way back through the field, which in itself was fun. And we got into some pretty good battles in there with people, and we got back up to 7th. So we made a place. The safety's car kind of screwed us a bit in the middle with the way it worked out. But we had a good race. The car came round, and it was nice to just kind of, finish the race and without any kind of big dramas. And then the final race came in, where we got to see you guys again, and we got to see you in the paddock for the Indy 500. And
yeah, you did.
That was interesting, because Danny couldn't make it, unfortunately, which is really gutting when you're racing with your brother, and you can't make the race because of COVID. So a friend of the family got it. Sorry, a friend of his family got it. Side of the family got it, and so he had to isolate. And we found out like the day before. So that's
man.
Yeah. And then it meant I was doing the race for the first time on my own. And we went out, qualified. It was dry in qualifying, and I was half a second faster than I was the last time out of Brands. So that was good. Qualified 7th, but then it rained. Well, it didn't rain just a little bit, did it? It was pretty awful.
It didn't rain a little bit, that's for sure.
And I think there's a picture there of coming down Paddock Hill off the start when it comes up, and you can see, if you look closely, there you go. So you can see there that little foggy bit or unfogged bit on the windscreen was all I had to see.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't think it was brilliant at the time.
No.
This is why I'm going to have to talk to HRX about a new race suit, mate. So yeah, it rained, and I just, we didn't have the setup right. It was a bit too. It was way too hard. So I spent a lot of time sideways. That for the 45-minute race, finished 8th. Had a really good race. I say good race. I had a good couple of laps with Colin Tester and the GM guys in the Honda in the DS5. And then he warmed his tyres up and he fucked off.
He was gone.
Yeah, he was gone. He was gone. But yeah, I didn't feel like I had a really good race that weekend, right? So anybody kind of knows, you're hopeful to have a good race, and it rains, and you spend the whole time fighting the car. And but now I've had a bit of time to think about it. I learned a lot about the car, the way it handles, the way it drives. I know it sounds really stupid, but I never really knew how to kind of really power through a slide. Right? And I know that might sound daft to a lot of people, but I've been racing coming up 2 years really now, and you get the car sideways in a rear wheel drive, and your kind of instincts just get out the throttle, let it come back up, but you lose so much time as you do that. And I kind of learned actually just how to keep my foot in enough to keep momentum, but not really completely lose the slide.
Enough to spit you, not enough to spin you off the other way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that'll really help me when we get into the dry, and I start to get right on the limit of it. So I feel like I learned a lot anyway. It was a real mixed season for us. We were hopeful when we got the new car it was going to be a real bumper season for us, but I think we've learned the hard way that you've got to learn a car and develop a car. You can't just some cars you can just buy because they can go and win a championship, but for most club races, that ability to develop a car and spend the time, get used to it, and just gradually improve it is really the key. So we're pretty hopeful for next year. We've got a really competitive car. We've got some access to some really good, high-profile driving instructors that we're going to take advantage of through Racing Pride. And here's the selfish plug bit. We do have our previous car, our now arrive and drive car. So if there's anybody looking to drive an M3 next year in Class S, feel free to look us up, give us a shout. Yeah. So yeah, and with the link with Racing Pride, the bit I said was kind of for people watching and listening. If you kind of like what you've heard about us as a team and you'd be interested in getting involved in the team, we are going to open up some volunteer places next year, because there's lots of people in lots of different careers who probably want to get into motorsport but don't know how, haven't got any experience. We hopefully through the messaging you kind of understand we're a good home, right? And we don't care who you are, where you're from, what your background is. If you've got skills that you think work in motorsport, whether that's running a brand, whether that's social media, photography, whatever, do give us a shout. And if you want to have some motorsport experience, we can probably help you out.
That sounds good. Well, we can certainly try and help and fill those spots for you as well if you want to pop anything on the page.
Thank you very much. Yeah, they will go up in the paddock as kind of get the brief together and stuff like that. So look out for those in 2021. And yeah, I think other than that, we've just got to say a quick few thank yous, mainly to ADS Financial Planning, because where are they? That way. Kind of without their support, some of this stuff doesn't happen, it doesn't work. So the guys at Competition Classics who look after our car and prepare it for us. Nick at Any Sports Photography. Now, I know you guys at Club Racing have met Nick, Nick. Yeah. Anybody who's in the Club Racing paddock or follows the pages, you will have seen some of Nick's photography. He has done wonders for our social media this year. So big thank you to Nick. And if anybody wants to hire him to do shots for your teams, he is available to hire, by the way. So feel free to look him up. Obviously, the team at Racing Pride, this partnership, like I said, really, really proud of that. And if you want to know who they are, what they're about, they're linked all the way from Formula E all the way into club racing now. So, it's a big initiative that I think we should really help with. And then finally, family. And I don't think we probably all do this enough, but the amount of time our family give up to allow us to come and do this stuff, right, is immense. So, if any of them watching, thanks. Yeah, it's kind of us.
Good man.
Fantastic. So, your plans for next year?
Well, actually, having seen that advert for the classic touring cars, I might have to go and have a look at that. There's a few E36s in there. So, but yeah, ideally, we'll try and stay in MSV Super Cup. Stuart and Sophie there did I think you talked about this in the last podcast. To get everyone out on track was a monumental effort. There's stuff that, frankly, they could work on and improve. I don't think everything's perfect there, but they did a fantastic job to get us out on paddock, back out on track. The paddock's pretty good, and we've got 2 cars that sit in the Class S. So ideally, if we can get someone to fill the second car, so it'll be Tango and Cash. Right?
I like it.
Hopefully next year we'll be a 2-car team, and we'll start to grow the team out. That's kind of our ambitions for next year is really start. We became a limited business this year, which we started this gig like 2.5 years ago. So to go incorporate and trying to grow the team, it's good. It's slow incremental stuff, but it's all kind of going the right way. So that's our plan for 21. Is just keep doing what we're doing, grow the team a bit more, bring some more people in, and see where we get to.
Go from there. Yeah, no, good man.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a pleasure to work with you this year, Patrick, and certainly see how you guys operate and what it's all about. I actually go to a comment that's come in from Martin Cully. He's put, "Hi, Patrick.
Mate.
One of the best races in the rain was with you at Brands. Some great respect and sideways action."
Oh, mate, Martin. Well, while you're listening, mate, you're absolutely bang right. We fought it out for about. Oh, mate, it felt like the entire race to me. I don't know about you, Martin. And then he got me with a couple of laps to go. Too much pressure on me in a couple of laps to go. So, yeah, we had a great race. So, hi, Martin. Thanks, mate.
Nice one. We do like their stayouts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, some lovely
cracking cars.
I prefer seeing the front of the stay-out, not the rear of it, if I'm honest. But
I think, to be honest, it was a Seat dominance this year in the Super Cup, as we'll come to later. A lot of the class winners and overall is it's an all Seat dominance. But we're going to move to the southwest of the country now. He's been waiting very patiently. Mr. Mike Bland, who we had on previously to describe his season in the Castle Combe Hot Hatch Series. So, Mike, describe your season.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's been good. Shorter than obviously we all hoped, but same as everyone, I suppose, really. Still managed to get, luckily, because it obviously was Combe, they up all the races to double headers. So normally they're only a single race, and then obviously one double header race towards the end of the year. So we're still fortunate, really, to get what we did. So unfortunately, I missed the last race, but I got races in this year, which is good.
Oh, that's good.
So awesome.
First time out, so it was a lot of learning the car, but really good. Really pleased with it.
Now, you may have seen, you may not have seen previously, we had Ross Parker of Slip and Grip on, who's sort of instrumental in the whole Castle Combe sort of hot hatch series. How did you find the series overall to race in?
It's good. Again, I've not got any other experience, really. It's the first year out, but no, for what it was, it's really, really good. I think it's more friendly, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. But like the other guys I mentioned, in the paddock's really good. Everyone's really, it's more like a little family-orientated thing down Castle Combe, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's all close, it's all friendly, it's all and big grids. Really big grids.
That's it. Got to be doing something right. You got 30+ cars there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Normally on a
I think the biggest grid was 38. I think we had was it 32, 38 at one stage? So yeah, it was a big grid.
Yeah. So. Phenomenal numbers, and during quite a challenging year overall for COVID, to keep those kind of numbers is just absolutely fantastic. And again, great to see you out in the lean French machine. So how has that been this season? Any upgrades planned as well?
Yeah, again, planning a few bits this year. Just try and tweak a few things, and like everyone, I suppose, try and make it a bit handle better, go quicker, really. But
I see the engine's already out, isn't it?
I get bored. It's going out, just take things apart.
Just take it out again.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing with the car. It's been built by me and my father-in-law. Really, it's all been built in house. So the only things that's been done externally is obviously mapping the engine, and that's about it, and a few little tweak bits. But generally, the whole car's been built by us, which is good.
By you two, yeah.
That's half the fun, really. So,
as I say, I've been fortunate enough to see that firsthand, and that car is mint. It's credit to you boys, really.
It looks immaculate, absolutely immaculate. And
yeah,
again,
pictures do it justice, I think. But yeah, for a race car, it's good. It's smart, but
Hey,
and again,
if it passes the 10-meter rule, you're fine.
yeah,
exactly.
It's together all
If it looks
season,
good from 10 meters away, it's fine.
And again, you look at the pictures, and that just takes me straight back. British touring cars, production class, and there was normally about 10 million of those bloody things in front. Fantastic. So, your best sort of racing memory of the year?
Well, again, probably to be fair, second race. Obviously, again, first year racing. I've done track days before. The first go out in the car. I've never driven in the wet, which, like everyone this year, we had plenty of time in the wet. So yeah, first race, first qualifying, first race, everything was in the wet the first day. That was a bit unnerving, but actually turns out I go better in the wet than I did in the dry. So yeah, I got a first in class on my second race, which was obviously in the wet. So
Good man.
that's pretty good. But yeah, so it's just a lot of learning. But it's probably better again. But like everything else, to get a trophy, but more so the fact that again, never driven in the wet, and it's not half as scary as you think it is sometimes.
Yeah,
good.
But
that's moment.
Well, yeah. Well, like being sideways at cops.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Going round there and seeing, competitors' headlights in your side window, you're doing something right.
Yeah, in the British Drift Championship, maybe not quite when you're meant to be sort of qualifying to get on the grid
Qualified.
for the Brio 3s. If you got it a bit sideways, there's something going a little bit wrong. So, what are your plans? What are your sort of plans for next year, Mike?
As this year, really, I'm kind of torn between. I'll either be doing probably Castle Combe again, hot hatch, or either the Tricolor Trophy. Car was always fancied doing the Tricolor Trophy. I do like the idea of obviously doing the other tracks as well, which was going to be the plan this year. Obviously, then COVID and everything else, and although I'm based Oxford way, Aylesbury way, basically, Castle Combe is a nice track to get to. It's the thing with Combe. It's a good vibe down there. It's a nice place. So, but yeah, we'll see what the calendar brings this year for Tricolor, I think, and maybe do a bit of each, or maybe just concentrate on one. But definitely be going back out. It's just and I'll progress what we did this year, really. But this year was a benchmark. The idea was to get out, actually go racing, and trying to do it for a long time, and never really got around to it. So yeah, finished the car off, got it ready. Now we know what it can. Now we know what we've done. We've got to improve on that, really.
Yeah, fantastic.
A few places up.
Mike, quick, my first race at Cadwell was like limited numbers, so there's like 20 of us, and I thought, oh, this is nice. And then the next at Donington, there was 4, like you, 38 or something daft on the grid. Did you think, what am I doing here? Like, this is, did it mean like everyone's careering towards that first corner? You're thinking, there's too many people going for this first corner. What's going on?
Yeah, so first couple of corners is a bit rabbit in headlights, but as soon as you get past that, you're okay. But I don't know. I found qualifying tougher than racing, to be fair, which was an odd thing. Really struggled to qualify, getting out of the way, and obviously just trying to find your feet as such. Actually, as soon as the lights went up to race, kind of just settled into it a little bit better. Kind of got in the groove, and you're at the back, aren't you? So that first time, everyone sat around you, and the lights go green, everyone goes, it's all good fun.
Everyone into that first corner.
Yeah. Though, they do say when the flag drops, the bullshit stops. So I suppose that's everyone's kind of mindset as soon as the lights go out.
True.
So fantastic to see, and hopefully, to be fair, looking at your car, I think it would go well in any number of race series like the Tricolor Trophy, 750 Hot Hatch. So it'd be great to see it out at other tracks and seeing what it's capable of.
Yeah, definitely. So a bit more power would be nice.
A bit more power. I think everyone's after that, aren't
I
they?
guess so.
Power.
Power. Okay, a few more comments. I have to apologise to Go Bobby. It's actually gobobby.uk, not .co.uk.
Oh, Rob.
My bad.
Oh, Rob.
I know.
God's sake, Rob.
All apologies will be sent to the recycling bin. No, I joke. No, genuinely fair play. That's my mistake there. Tony Hewitt. No, don't let the air out of the radiators. He's also said, Rick, he's got loads of mini settings if you want them.
Okay, good to know. I might need them.
Nick Rowley commented, all the pictures you could have used of Tango and you picked that one. Sorry. I thought it was pretty cool. So I was just like, we'll put that one in. But I do have to apologise for that. With that, gents, we move on to competitions. Did we mention we were selling masks for $6.99?
Might have done.
I don't think we've mentioned it. I was going to be wearing mine for the show, but I didn't.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Come on, Mr. Merchandise.
There you go. Get yourself
There
one
we
of
go.
them.
What we have here today on the Club Racing UK podcast for
Yes,
our audio
Club
listeners is Merchandise Corner, hosted by Stephen Marsh.
Why is it hosted by me? You're not a hoodie.
Yeah.
Because you have it all in your room.
Yeah.
Yes. For the record, everyone, we're selling
Oh,
bubble
hello.
hats, not bubble hats.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Steph.
Fuck off. I had a few beers at that point when I was sat there.
I had to laugh. I saw you put all the posts up. You put all the posts up, and then I felt like an absolute dick at the end of it, just texting you going, "Yeah, they're bubble hats, not bubbles." Oh, I was like, oh, he's put so much effort into this, bless him.
Oh, bless. But I have to give it to you, Steph.
Come on, put the hat on.
I do have to give it to you, Steph. The merchandise looks absolutely fantastic. So if you are after some of the lovely merchandise, which actually should have come later in the script, but we've just come round to it now. So if you are after any of the merch, pop yourself onto the Club Racing UK website under the shop, or have a look on the Club Racing UK page to get a link straight. Have a look at the sexy merch that's going on. Some beautiful T-shirts, hoodies, bobble hats, and probably, knowing Nick and Steph, they'll probably have their own cologne named after Club Racing UK soon.
It's in the pipeline. We're also going to start selling thongs as well.
Isn't that literally petrol in a small bottle?
Yeah.
Well, there's different fragrances. There's tire smoke at Cops. There's petrol Eau du Shell 97. Any sort, Clark of the Claws fragrance. Yeah,
Hill gravel track.
Well, I sort of thought that as one of those face masks you could get where it sort of cleans into your pores. It's sort of the same sort of material, so save a few quid there. Certainly the KAs could do with a few of that stuff after their antics at the KA 500. But Stefan, you've also hopefully tonight going to announce the winner of the Road Track and Race £100 voucher competition.
We are. Well, Steph is, yeah.
Take it away, boys.
Well, was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday we did a number generator and then went from our numbers list. We didn't have time to film it, unfortunately, as we're doing it within a tea break. But the winner is...
We were working.
The winner is
real life jobs.
Okay, you've just gone straight over the winner, Nick. Steph.
Do it again, Steph. Do it again.
There is Laura Jones.
Laura Jones of that's,
well done, Laura Jones.
So that's Dream Hills and Wheels, isn't it?
It is.
There we go.
You have to send her a message.
She won't be listening.
I was going to say, if she had any sense, she wouldn't be listening to this tonight with the form you two are on. But yeah. So our winner of the £100 Road Track and Race voucher competition is Dream Hills and Wheels, Laura Jones. So we will be in contact with you soon. The next competition, of course, is the massive, gigantic, superb entry-free competition for the 2021 race season. As usual, sign up, become a member, and you will automatically be entered into the various prize draws.
All you have to do, you don't even have to answer any questions. It's so easy.
Just become a member.
And as I found out the other day, you don't have to send nudes to the administrators.
No.
But that does help you if you want to win competitions.
Guys, you don't. I'm serious, folks. You don't want to know what you have to do to get on the fucking podcast.
Shh. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for the future guests. Rob's gone. Rob's gone.
Patrick, we've been on it twice.
Mate, I know. I'm still not recovered.
No.
Oh, mate.
Oh,
this show just gets better and better.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic. Okay,
Yeah,
so we've
so
covered all the...
if you want to win £300 of race entry fee, sign up as a member. You'll get all our discounts, and you'll also get priority posting, and you'll be entered into future competitions as well. So even if you don't win the £300, you'll be entered into the next competition as well.
Fantastic.
Well sold, Nick. Well sold.
Well sold, Nick. I'll tell you what, he could be on The Apprentice.
You say
Anyway.
that. You say well sold. Let's watch it all just ping up now. Wait for it. Oh wait, no one's signing up yet.
All we can do is our best, Nick. That's all we can do.
We
That's because they're
We're
on
just
better
trying-
things.
We're
They're on
just
better
trying
things
to
like
make
OnlyFans.
motorsport cheaper, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. And that's a
Helping the
heartfelt
community.
message. There we go, guys. I mean, genuinely, every single penny that is from the membership fees, I mean, I pay it, Nick pays it, Steph pays it. It goes back into Club Racing UK to give back to the club racer. So
Absolutely.
there we go. It's a no-brainer, boys and girls.
Rob, I did selfishly, selfish plug, but forgot. Alan's got a video from the qualifying lap at Brands.
Okay.
So if there's time to fit it in the show and people want to see it.
Okay. I did not know that. So if we have got the video from Red Seal Racing, can we play it, please?
Oh.
Is it going to happen? Jesus Christ, that sounded good.
I was gonna say that does not hang about, does it?
That's a bit quicker than my Mini. It's sped up. It seems to be a lot quicker.
And the thing is, that's currently running at 60% power.
All right, yeah, we've got to just brag about it constantly. Yeah.
All right, Jesus.
It's pretty mental.
Jesus, Patrick, you may as well just flop it out on the table now.
No, but the thing is, everyone that's watching knows full well that you can have a really fast car, but as you've just witnessed, if you can't drive it properly, it's still slow. So what we saw on that lap was a lock-up into Paddock, a lock-up, slight understeer through Druids, lock-up into Clearways, and sideways through Graham Hill. So, that is not how to put a qualifying lap together, is it?
I'll be honest, I was just watching the gear changes, to be honest.
It sounded good.
Every time Patrick changed gear, then Steph had a crisis.
The moment.
He's not got up to go to the toilet right now.
He's pitching a tent right now, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of the MSV, we're going to... I'll move this on before this gets even more 18 plus. But we're going to crown
After
some
9
champions.
now, it's fine.
We're going to crown some champions. Oh, okay. Stefan's got something.
You skipped the competition, Nick, Rob.
Have I?
Unless it's later in this 50-page document of what we're supposed to talk about tonight. Got the Save of the Year competition.
We have.
Yeah.
Have you been in the shit this year and you've caught it on film? Send it in.
Yes. Send it in.
In all seriousness, if you've had a proper brown trouser moment, we've had so many good entries already. Or rather, exits, of them. Yeah, or exit swiftly off the track. And it's going to be judged by none other than now retiring F1 commentator Ben Edwards.
Yes.
Which is going to be absolutely bloody awesome.
We are going to have him on the show to do. We're going to go through the videos, or I think we're going to narrow them down first to make the My Supercar guys' lives a little easier. I think we're going to narrow them down to like the top 5 or 10. Okay. And then, we're going to have Callum from HRX and Ben Edwards on the show. I think we're doing it towards the end of the year because, as you're finding out later on in the show, there's still racing happening this year. So, yes, as all the racing, we thought we'd make it fair. So all the racing stopped for the year. Then we will close the competition. And, the winner will be winning some free underwear, HRX underpants.
I mean, potentially, if you're doing the plum pudding this year at Mallory Park and it's bloody freezing, you could well win it just after Christmas. You never know.
No, I think we will be. Wow, no, when are we doing it?
Hopefully we'll be doing the draw live on the 30th of December.
Yes,
because that's the date. I wanted to confirm it with you guys, but hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's when we're aiming for it.
We're putting it out there now, so whoever's involved is now committed because it's been put on live stream.
It's now recorded.
There we go. There we go. So that's another script I'll finalise for December the 30th. So there we go. If you've had a brown trouser moment in club racing this year and you haven't submitted it yet, a bit too much power.
It has to be this year. We've had a few entries from previous years, but no, it has to be from 2020's race season.
There we go.
So yeah.
There we go. So that is the Save of the Year competition, and I'm so looking forward to having Ben Edwards on the show.
I know we're gonna have a proper famous.
Not only just judge it, but I want to talk to him about his career because it's been awesome.
Oh, you're gonna have a nerd off with him, are you? Yeah. Rob.
I just want to put it out. I want to put it out there though before we go too far into it. I do feel like we're going to put somebody's nose out of joint.
Why?
Well, we're going to have someone slightly more famous than Mr. Ian Waterhouse.
We get him to join. He can join in.
The problem is he'll probably just sit in the corner and scowl at him like.
He'll hiss like a cat. He'll just go all big and hairy, like.
Oh look, I've commentated Formula One. Either that, or they pull an absolute blinder and he turns around and goes, and the new commentator to sit alongside David Coulthard in the F1 commentary box is none other than David Addison. There we go.
You do know Ian's controlling this podcast tonight, so we could just turn it off at any point.
There we go.
Well, if we keep taking the mick out of him.
Yeah,
I know.
Do you reckon it's like Trump was with a nuclear button going?
Just circling it.
No, I'm sorry, but even Ian won't be. I mean, Ian's in Pangbourne, so Ian won't be on the Oxford Road in Reading at some kind of bloody furniture show with a pawn shop next to him and something else, just going, "Oh yeah, we were meant to have the press conference here." Ian's not even that stupid. He's a good bloke, unlike the Orange Buffoon. But anyway, moving on. And we're going to go. And
let's not do politics.
Let's not do politics. Let's crown some champions. The overall champion in Class B. I like this story. Ray Honeybone of the Apple Car Centre Renault Clio Gen 4. There we go. And that's a that's a proper family-run team, normally supported by his son Jordan. I know he raced with his son Jordan last year, and I believe Jordan is going to get back in the car for another attack on the Track Day Championship next year. So congratulations to yourself, Ray.
Right, guys.
He won the championship overall and won Class B. In Class C, we have Nick White that won. And I believe this car is actually now up for sale.
Yeah.
For quite a lot of money. Or to be fair, I prefer those Gen Clios. I think they look a bit better.
I like that. I like that style Clio.
Yeah, and it's
well sorted cars as well.
SADF sequential that's just been rebuilt, and I think what did they have it up for? Was it 16 grand?
Many pounds.
Yeah, many
pounds.
many
Many pounds. More pounds than I have. So
more pounds than we have, but for 16 grand, you've got yourself a factory built race car.
Oh yeah, they're well sorted race cars. I don't
Straight out.
power in. Plug some power in.
Oh, Nick's plugging some power in. He's getting a bit low.
Oh.
Class D, we had the winner there was Jamie Jeffrey in his BMW Z3. We do have a photo there, so that's a lovely. Nick likes a BMW. He's just bought one.
Oh, I just bought one.
There we go. With that, we move on to Patrick's championship, actually, the MSV Super Cup. The overall champion and Class S champion was the Moores Motors team with Nick Jackson and Ollie Pidgley.
Man,
That's a cracking car.
The way that thing goes through Paddock Hill Bend is unbelievable. I mean, just so everyone that's watching, I mean, if you can see down on the left-hand side, it is a full aero car, flat floor.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it's fast. And,
if you watch his onboard, I think it was Nick Jackson put it up, didn't he? At one point, he got Paddock wrong, and even when he got it wrong, it was still bloody fast.
And mate, not to take anything away from the two drivers either, because they can properly pedal that.
Well, I mean, Nick Jackson, I think he's a Mercedes-Benz instructor. And Ollie Pidgley raced in the British Touring Car Championship for a couple of rounds, so they're not slow pedalers.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one in my championship. It tends to be in front of me a fair amount of the time, and although it was only just in front at the qualifying at Alton, it did disappear a lot quicker than I thought. To be honest with you, in front of me, his is for sale. They are properly quick cars. But
they're not. Yeah. They're nice guys and stuff, though, Pidgley and Jackson and the team at Moores Motors. So, if any of the guys are watching, nice to talk to you in the paddock and stuff, guys.
Yeah, fantastic.
Guys.
Yeah, it's been. I know they've been at a few of the KA rounds this year, fettling with the car when they race before the KA races at Stew. So, but yes, it's a bit of a say-out show, to be honest, the Super Cup. So I haven't got photos of Class B and C. I do apologise for that. I believe Class B was a say-out. And Class A, Martin Cully, champion. If we've got a photo there. So
Look at that. I love that car.
A beautiful car. Absolutely stunning
car. For that shape.
You can't really see it, but they've got a lovely goblin. And you can just about see it on the back quarter there. But yeah, the goblin, they are Goblin Motorsport. So, but yeah, it's a nice set of decals.
Fantastic. So Class B was also won by Michael Smith, and Class C was run by Matthew Ansitz. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Right.
Well done.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll go with that.
Okay, gents, as you hastily go through to page 84 of your scripts, we move on. The Classic Touring Car Racing Club.
This is getting ridiculous, honestly. We're trying. I know we're making motorsport cheaper, but we're also taking out half a rainforest here.
Well, the prop, right? To put this into
poor Johnny Polar Bear.
Johnny Polar Bear. And to put it into perspective, when I send the scripts out to these fine gentlemen, I put all the pictures that I'm going to put in the script as well as the video links. Now, if anyone had any brains, they would take the pictures off when they receive said Word document and just print the worded part of the script. I put the pictures in there so Ian and the team can extract them and use them for the presentation side. That's my two penneth.
Problem is, we don't look at the script till 10 minutes before we need it.
And I send them
What
out.
do you mean 10 minutes before we need it? I don't know what's after this page.
Right, back to business. The Classic Touring Car Racing Club announced the top 3 of their various championships. So the Paultec Pre-66 Touring Car Championship was won by Patrick Harris, second Nathan Williams, and third Andy Messam. The Shell Sport Pre-83 Touring Car Championship was won by Mike Luck, with Steve Premmett in second in his Mark 1 Escort and Mark Lucock in third. I will say we haven't got pictures for these guys. One of the scripts I've got for the future, potentially beginning of next year, is going to be a feature on the Classic Touring Car Racing Club because they have a various amounts of championships. So we will put more spotlight on those guys then.
And they've just taken on the Jags, haven't they?
They have just taken on the Jags.
Yeah.
So they will. I think, to be honest, them taking on the Jags would be quite difficult for them purely because of the fact it's difficult to plan a race meeting when half of the field has to go out, steal a painting, rob a bank, come back, get changed, race their Jags, put all the stolen gear back in, and then drive home.
It's going to be a logistical nightmare.
I know.
Yeah.
And you have to wear the jackets with the old patches on the elbows. That's what I found.
Hopefully Ian will be there to cover it live.
Yes. Or they've got the big boots to put the golf clubs in. It's up to you.
Yep.
Yawn.
The Pre-93 Touring Car Championship was a top 3. No, it's not a top 3 BMW shutout. I do apologise for that there. But our very own Dave Nixon, who's watching tonight, got second in the championship in his Rover Tomcat. David Griffin won it in the Diet Coke liveried BMW M3. And Andrew Sheraton came in the top 3 in their BMW 325 E30. That's the Laser Tools one you like there.
The Laser Tools one. Yep.
The Pre-03 Touring Car Championship was won by the Drift King himself, Alexander Owen, in the Honda Civic Type R. Simon Beaumont was second in the Ford Escort RS200 Maxi. And Steve Barber came third in the Honda Civic. Burton Blue... fucking hell.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Cut. The Burton Blue Oval Saloon Series was won by
Take
Piers
368.
Grange. Yeah.
You should have just said boss, Rob.
Should have just said what?
Boss.
Yeah, boss. Piers Grange. Okay, Piers Grange won it. Martin Reynolds was second and in his Escort, and Anton Martin was third. And finally, and this is my absolute favourite car of the whole world, apart from the Holden of Andy, understandably. This is Andy Robinson's beautiful Ford Falcon V8 supercar. Don't give me that look, Stefan. It is gorgeous. It's technically he's got 2. He's got the Radicic Dick Johnson Racing themed car, and he's also got. It was quite funny a few months ago when I actually told Nick about Dick Johnson for the first time. And for the first 10 minutes, he was just laughing at his name. Legend of Australian Motorsport. And you
I
took this.
know. Yeah.
I think it was all the Australian accents that followed it saying his name, which made it even funnier.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah, Big Dick. Everyone laughs a bit of Dick Johnson.
Anywho,
so Andy Robinson won in the Ford Falcon with Colin Boyce second, and David Griffin popped up again to finish third in that championship. He obviously didn't have enough of the Pre-93. We've got a picture here from Time Attack. They announced their Roll of Honour of their various championships. Have we've got that anywhere?
Oh,
there we go.
There it is. Whoa, wow.
So that is the Time Attack 2020 Roll of Honour for their various championships. Tegawa boss Luke Sedekowski won the Club 2-wheel drive there in the Honda NSX. You had Bren Simpson winning Club Pro ahead of Ben Robinson in most of the year in a VW Golf. And the rest of it, there are some classes there that unfortunately did suffer with the numbers, understandable with COVID going on. And I'm sure we'll see next year those classes bulk up again.
Is that an RX-7 at about 10 o'clock?
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
I know.
Sorry. I'm a bit fast and furious, and the RX-7 always hold a bit of a soft spot for me. And it's just
My kind of man. You'd have liked my blue Footwell neons in my Rover.
oh, mate, what I did love was those neons on the Ford car. Now that was mate. That was lovely.
Pimp, that was.
I bought a car with neons on by accident once, and it was only on the motorway. It was only on the motorway on the way home. One of my mates was like, "What's this switch in the middle?" Not a clue what it was. There was only other people next to me ringing me like, "Mate, you know you've got neons on your car." The best thing about it was, it was a Renault Clio 172, so it fit in a treat. Blue neons all the way around.
Oh yes,
Straight
all the
into
way underneath the sills as well.
Oh yeah, the whole way.
Oh mate, that's brilliant.
straight into McDonald's car park. Or Tesco's, whatever's holding the skid meats. Actually, get in contact with Nick. He knows a great place to go down in Poole. Anyway.
do I?
Oh, come on. You're the one that put the video up saying, oh, look at all these people doing mad skids.
You went live down there, Nick,
Oh yeah.
and then took loads of abuse for it.
Yeah, I did actually. I got absolutely lynched
Yeah.
for picking
you
up
should
some
know
milk.
better.
No, I went and got some milk and
Yeah.
stumbled upon a car meet at B&Q
Two
in
handbrake
Poole.
turns in that Sprinter that's up for sale.
No chance. Not a chance.
Love it.
Trying to do burnouts.
There we go.
If you do want to do a burnout in a Sprinter, though, please come and try it and pay £8,000 for it, please. That'd be lovely. Or near offer. Or near offer. There's
nearest
wiggle.
offer. There is wiggle room of about £7,500 there, so you might be able to go.
Piss off.
There we go. The
If I now
champion.
get offers for 500 quid, you're in trouble. You're making up the rest of it.
Get them in, boys.
There we
As
go.
I say, Patrick, I'm about to do the same.
I'm doing 499.
How about we split it 250 each?
I'll tell you what, Nick. I was going to say, and Steph will like this as well. We could get a mutual friend to give it a test drive down the New Forest, but we'll leave it there.
Oh. Look, the last time a mutual friend drove a Mercedes through the New Forest, it did not end well.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on swiftly. The Formula 1000 champion has been crowned as well. Dan Klaus in his immaculate car there. Rob Wellham, our other ambassador. We are looking to get him in back on the show to explain how his season went. But yeah, good season for the F1000 guys. Another good season as well for Tom Hill with the Alfa Romeos. He's now a 4-time Alfa Romeo champion.
Awesome.
So a beautiful, immaculately prepared car, 4 championships and about 40 head gaskets. So well done, Tom Hill. I joke.
That's more
Hold on. I didn't think the head gaskets went on Alphas because the electrical side of it failed first.
There we go. There's that needle there, Nick.
Yeah.
Love it. Although, to be fair, we did say as well, when you were racing in the BMW 116 trophy at SNET earlier in the year, they were there as well, and they sounded absolutely beautiful.
And when I went back for the 116 trophy at Alton Park, I was fortunate enough to qualify with those Alphas, and it was amazing. It's just on a grid full of Alphas in the BMW 116.
But I tell you what, you look at cost-effective racing. I went onto their webpage, obviously, to pull up that picture. I know they put a post up. And there's loads of their twin spark cup cars up for sale for as little as $3,000. And these are class-winning cars up for about $3,000. It's immense.
And they're like mini touring cars, 2-litre twin sparks, saloon cars, wicked cars. I've got a soft spot for them.
Yeah, beautiful. So if you have an Alfa Romeo and want to let Nick drive,
We're going to swap it for a Sprinter.
there we go.
No,
we are.
Look, actually, I had a guy message me yesterday. Wondered if I wanted a Dodge Hemi 5.7 litre in swap for my Sprinter.
And you said no.
Yes, didn't you?
Right. Let's just say
I'm
No,
You're an idiot. You would say yes. I know you do.
no. Actually, I said no because if it was a good-looking Dodge, then I probably would have said yes. But it was the ugly Dodge,
Right,
so no, I
fair
said
enough.
no.
It's still a V8 though, so
Not the
Still better
point.
than a Sprinter van.
It's
Yeah.
fugly.
because a Sprinter's absolutely 10 out of 10. Take it home.
Nick,
You
do you
didn't
know what
complain
you
when
said
it
on
was.
there? That there's some drinks suit their owners. Some cars suit their owners, mate. I'm just
Wow. Massive, spacious.
We're not talking
All
about the
round.
van.
Oh, we're not talking about that. Oh.
No. Talking about that ugly Dodge you're on about.
God.
Well, hold
Yeah.
on. If that's the case, then I've just absolutely nailed it with my new car.
that is a nice looking car, mate.
A nice.
It's already
Okay.
smashed in at the front.
I was going to say the lip is smashed at the
Oi.
front, Nick, and tell them about the mechanical problems.
It's not a mechanical problem. It's just so fast that I can't put my foot down in it without it conking out.
Fucking hell.
I shouldn't admit it, but I tried having a little play with a nice Corrado down our way the other day coming into work. I was like, right, come on, let's go for a play. Booted it, the car cut out, and I had to beeline into an industrial estate to turn it off and back on again. But don't worry, Justin from Vehicle Tech Mobile is working his magic, and that thing will be on song before we know it.
Fantastic.
In your
And if,
shit again.
and if you want to go and buy yourself a car, take Nick with you. He loves a bargain.
I am brilliant at buying cars. I'm the best.
To be honest, mate, when you bought the Sprinter, I mean, let's. I know we're opening up a
That
can
was-
of worms here, buddy, but you had to
No.
do a bit of work to that.
The salesman
I like-
used used engine oil to shine up the tires.
Did he?
Yes, you told me that.
No,
You went back
no.
to his forecourt covered in oil.
He sprayed the wheels with just rattle can spray. Every single wheel on every one of his vans. That was good. And when I got it, the inlet manifold was completely just wasn't even there. So,
Fubard,
but
mate.
since my ownership, it's been well looked after.
Crickets. Anyway, moving on to any other.
Bitches. Oh,
Oh, we love.
why do I do this? Why? Just
Oh, Nick Holmes, we do love you. Any other business? Any other business for the end of the show? So, as it stands, obviously we're in the middle of lockdown 2.0. Boris strikes back. Well, I'm waiting for return of the Dominic Cummings.
love Star Trek jokes.
Exactly. As it stands, the racing will resume in December, lockdown permitting, whether they choose to extend it. Or, as Nick knows, we love an extension. So the 5th of December,
They're going to do it. You know it's coming.
you think they're going to extend it? Well, as it
course they will.
stands, they're planning to have a meeting at the 5th of December at Donington Park. 2 mini challenge races, Focus Cup, and I know Project 8 are advertising. I think at some point they were advertising £200 entry fee for what is essentially 45 minutes track time.
Yeah.
I think qualifying 2 races. So
That'd be a
you've got
wicked way to spend the year off.
it would. If you've got a Group N spec car, have a look at the Project 8 series because it's it's well run, good driving standards, and some good cars in that. And then the 750 Motor Club have had 2 meetings cancelled, so they've combined that into a double header meeting at Donington the weekend after, and it will decide the Clio 182 Championship, the BMW Car Club, the Yokohama Low Cost Championship, the Tegawa Road Sports Series, the 5 Club MX5. Club Enduro, Hot Hatch, and the Type R Trophy. And we've just been joined by Ian Waterhouse.
Yeah, well, actually, I've apologies for gate crashing, but you wanted some breaking news. I can give you some breaking news, some exclusive Club Racing UK news. Government permitting, we are at Donington Park on the 13th of December, live with 5 Club MX5. So if anybody from Club Enduro, Hot Hatch, or MR2 are watching and want us to do them as well, get in touch. But we are there at Donington Park.
Oh, that wasn't an exclusive. That was a shameless plug.
Love you all.
For the record, by Ian. For the record, that is going to be a cracking weekend's rated. So I might see if you're off, Steph, you got to go, and if I'm off, I'm definitely going.
Yeah,
don't sell the van quite yet, then, Nick.
Why? I'll just sleep in the back of the car. Job done.
Well, let me know if you're going because it's like 40 minutes from my house.
yeah.
Let's do
Mr.
it.
Robert in over there.
I was tempted to pop up and have a look at the Hot Hatch Championship, to be honest. So I might pop up on the Sunday. But again,
Why?
COVID committing, because its regs fall in the same sort of category as my Focus.
Yeah, but it's called Hot Hatch series, not Shit Hatch.
Yes, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I do
Future
take
classic, Future classic.
that. It is a future classic.
Let's
it
not
is.
start this again.
Um,
Come on.
For anyone looking to make a sound investment, don't buy properties. Buy an ST170.
I didn't fucking say that.
Just for record, I actually agree with Rob.
Oh,
No, it's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to like go up in value like a 911 or something, but they will go up in value than what the 170. I'm pretty sure.
It's not just it's that kind of car. Like you look at now, Patrick, right? XR2s, XR3s, Renault 5 turbos, anything that's basically was a little bit.
Wasn't very good back in the day.
Well,
It wasn't very good back in the day.
It wasn't very fast, and it yeah, but you know it gave way to a lot in the Focus kind of category. So
yeah. But it's that kind of hot hatch or that sort of nostalgia. So like an MGB GT, you know, people started going out and buying old crappy bloody roadsters like the MX-5. You can guarantee in about 10 years, if you've got a certain type of MX-5 that's not been modified, that's quite standard, they'll start going up in price. That's what I was referring to.
Anyway,
if we go off the new government legislation or whatever crap they're bringing out now, you've only got 9 years, and then they're going to bring out a big scrappage plan to scrap all that crap to go buy an electric car.
And they're going to probably go up in a bit more value.
Right, everyone will get those cheap shit ST170s and scrap them in for an electric car.
Yeah,
They will literally get thrown in the bin.
Yeah, I was thinking this the other day. What, like, do you think cars will go up in value, as in, you know, mean people who like driving? So, or do you think they're just going to plummet and be a waste?
I think the fuel prices have. I think the value in cars will go up just generally in petrol-powered drivers' cars, and the value in because did you guys notice during lockdown, as soon as the demand went, the prices rocketed down with the oil prices. So I think petrol's going to get cheap. It will still be refined.
Down.
It's after everyone spent the bounce back loans, so that's why it went down. Everyone got the free money and gone, oh, bollocks. I bought my 911 Turbo. Don't need to do it now. Thank you.
There we go. Everyone on furlough, living like kings.
Yeah, exactly.
I joke. I know, to be honest, I know there's a few people on furlough at the moment that are looking quite unfavourable at the moment. So a big shout out to those guys. But no, I think with the recent government proposals, it will be like horses are now. 50 years ago, no, more than that, because the car was out then. But when the motor car started overtaking the horse became something used for leisure, as Steph finds out, because, you know, Steph's wife loves going out and riding the horses over on the New Forest and stuff. No, I mean that seriously.
In all story, in all seriousness now, it'll be the enthusiasts that pick up the cars. Yeah. People that just day to day bloody repmobiles and stuff like that. Yeah, it'll fall through. It'll crash through the
for everyone to go out and get an electric car, though, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
No. Well, it's the same in my. I was having a chat with someone about this. I work in the forklift game, and lithium technology has only just come into that. And at certain places that have taken on lithium-ion, they have to update their chart, like their electrical specification for the site, to take these bloody charging banks for their trucks. And it's not just a case of unplugging a lithium and plugging it into a truck. There has to be a controller to tell the battery to activate so you can turn the truck on and stuff like that. Some of the technology that you have to enforce is just bonkers.
I think we've got some stuff in our championship that basically says about electric and hybrid and things like that, and you can't. And they're looking into what hybrids coming. So I can imagine like Patrick and Mike, it will be the same for our championships. Eventually, they'll say, "Look, hybrids are available," and then it goes from there, I suppose.
I agree with you, Nick. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. There's no doubt that electric racing is coming, right?
Yep.
And, you can be on board with it or not, but one way or another, it's happening, right? It's just time. And I think Nick, you said it last week. We all drive race cars that we kind of grew up with, that were kind of poster childs for us. And we always kind of wanted to own and race, and we started racing them.
Full KA.
For my little lad, when he grows up, it'll all be electric stuff. Right? That's progress. You can't hold progress, but the bit about some of the really big sports cars, the V8s, they're so visceral, right? In a world where everything is electric and it's silent, going to a racetrack and watching anything petrol powered, but especially the big stuff, it'll be such an experience to go and see it and hear it, feel it. That actually, I think it could be a really good thing for motorsport generally, and especially club racing. Yeah, but it's got to be pitched and handled right, I think.
Exactly. And again, we've had this discussion in previous podcasts, but you need to find a way of putting club racing on the map to Joe Public, because whereas in the old days you would have a free ticket that was posted in a national newspaper and people would go to watch a local club event and have the likes of Jim Clark, Graham Hill turn up and race at these events. You don't have that anymore. But you're still paying £15 on a bloody gate to go and watch some club racing. But again...
That's one of those old podcasts and another podcast, isn't it? But we've covered it already, and I think, to be honest, we're going to end up covering it again next year, because it is something that needs to change.
I think we need to get some of the organisers on for a show and ask them to justify it effectively.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was told, and I got told this from a respected organiser that explained to me that the circuits make their money from the entries from club racing. Anything they get on the gate is a bonus.
Exactly.
So why the hell don't they just turn around and go, well, kids get in free majority anyway, but why can't they just turn around and go, yeah, but Nick, it's extra money.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you turned round and said, okay, we'll let you in for a £5, and they get, 500 people turn up, that's better than having 4 people turn up paying £15, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But I don't know. It's again, we've gone way off a topic, but I don't mind chatting about stuff like this, because it's what we like talking about.
We do.
So, do we have any other business, gents?
Any more comments? We got any comments? I don't know if we've got comments.
I'll be honest. It has got a bit quiet tonight. That's actually it.
Oh my gosh!
I know, that's actually it on the comments side. So,
Shine Automotive say hello.
Oh, Shine Automotive say hello.
Hi, Shine.
Fantastic. We do love you, Shine. Well, in that case, we've had a fantastic episode with 3 wonderful ambassadors once again. So we say thank you to Mike Bland, Rick Walker, and Patrick Seal of Red Seal Racing.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Everybody.
We say
well
thank
done this year as well. Well done.
Exactly.
Well done, everyone.
Well done. Big hand claps all around. Oh, Mike's gone already.
Mike's gone
already. Bye, Mike.
Bye-bye, and see you later. So we have the 2 rogues that are Stefan Marsh and Nick Holmes. And I have been your host of the podcast, Robert Lewis. Good night. God bless.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
Very presidential, that was.